In a verse of Odufa, I don't remember it right now, there were 3 brothers. And they asked for Olódùmarè to take away their power. They said they wanted to know what it was like to live ordinary lives, like ordinary people. And they asked Olódùmarè to take away their power and to make them ordinary. They were exhausted with all the responsibilities and all the things that came along with being extraordinary. I'm not going to tell you the ending, but you can imagine that they regretted asking Olódùmarè to make them mediocre. If you begrudge increased responsibility as a result of being extraordinary and being made more extraordinary by Olódùmarè, if you begrudge the responsibilities, if you begrudge the duties, if you begrudge the way people look towards you for guidance and they depend on you, if you begrudge those things, if you begrudge that lifestyle, then yes, you may ask for Olódùmarè to make you ordinary. Because with extraordinary people who are asking for extraordinary things, who are blessed with extraordinary gifts, an extraordinary degree of responsibility inevitably comes along with that. You are, many of you, in this respect, the spiritual pillars of your family. There may be no one else in your family who is even interested in practicing Ifa. You may be the only one who advocates for it. In fact, you might be cast out because you choose a different spiritual lifestyle. It doesn't matter. When you bring Ifa into your home, you bring Ifa into your life, and you start getting these divinations, Ifa is going to start showing you things that your family members actually need help with. Sickness that they may not know about. Pending tragedies that they may not foresee coming themselves. Issues with pregnancies that they don't see coming themselves. So on and so forth. Any number of things can come up in your spiritual work pertaining to your loved ones and your spiritual family. And you will be tasked with making the choice about whether you're going to follow the guidance and intervene and complete said instructions, or whatever those instructions may be, or prescriptions, whatever those prescriptions may be, to help your family. Whether your family cares for you or not. Whether they dog you out and talk terribly about you or not. Though we are of the same blood, in a lot of ways, we may not be all the way like them. We are one, yet we are uniquely different as well. And that character trait, that divine character trait of having long range sight comes into effect. Because short range sight would have someone in their feelings say, they don't care for me. They've been spreading all these rumors about me. They've talked about me all my life. They diss me. They dog me out. They shun me. They don't want to eat my potato salad when I bring my potato salad. It ain't got no raisins in it, but they still don't want to eat it. Short range sight would say, don't do the work. Screw them. You know, let they toe get broke. Let their pinky toe fall off. Whatever the case may be. I'm being facetious, but these sorts of things can come up. It doesn't specifically say, you know, if I won't specifically say a problem with their toe, but it could be a bodily injury. It could be an internal health dilemma. It could be a tragedy pending, car accident, anything, a water-related accident, anything, food poisoning, anything. Short range sight would say, don't do it. And you're in your feelings and you don't want to help them. You don't want to spend no kind of money, no kind of resources on helping somebody who doesn't care for you. But long range sight says, I don't know how down the line our destinies overlap. I don't know all of the inner workings of the tomorrows of the tomorrows of the tomorrows. I don't know all the colors of the tomorrows after tomorrow after tomorrow. But in this tradition, one thing we should know is that we have access to a spiritual system that has the ability to forecast life and destiny events. And not only a person's life, but a family's life, a community's life, and yes, even a global world's. We got a reading of the year some years ago that talked about the changing of the tides of gender in leadership. And we see it happening. We don't know what the outcome will be, but this is very, very rare. It's not the first time it's happened either, but it rarely happens. We're looking at Barbados. Look at what's happened in Barbados with the leadership there. And so the guidances in these revelations are coming to pass. You can't deny the efficacy of our ancient and indigenous oracular, spiritual, sacred science and systems. You can't, because it's very real. And they've proven themselves to be real and true and reliable time and time again. And so when Ishefa comes into our home, everyone, and we would get that Idafa that accompanies the Ishefa, we need to be very serious about following and honoring that guidance and completing those prescriptions as well. It is critical that before we go and get other readings after Ishefa, that the prescriptions from the Ishefa are completed first. We got to stop treating Ifa like it's transactional. Just because you have the funds, you can go buy this and you can go buy that. That's a desecration and a bastardization and a taken for granted, and even in some cases abuse of the spiritual system and the spiritual tradition. To honor your own destiny, what comes up in that Idafa or that reading that accompanies your Ishefa, your hand of Ifa, your hand of Orula, your Ifá-Òrìṣà, what comes up in those revelations needs to be honored. Those prescriptions need to be completed. If finances are tight, then you don't need to try to break your neck, don't pay your bills. You manage yourself bit by bit. You organize yourself bit by bit, but also you do not drag your feet, because the Orisha who are requesting those things, which are the prescriptions, Orisha are requesting them. And those Orisha that are requesting those things are requesting those things because the Orisha is behaving or serving in the role as an intermediary or an intercessor between you and your ire or blessings that are earthbound, and or serving as intermediaries or intercessors between you and any number of malevolent Ajogumbi forces that are in the heavenly realm, earthbound for your destiny. I said that very, very, very clearly, very, very intentionally. I will say it again. The prescriptions in the reading that accompany your Ishefa are usually being requested by one or more Orisha. The Orisha are requesting the prescriptions on your behalf as the new custodian of the Ishefa to either behave as intercessors or intermediaries for any number of ires or blessings that are earthbound for your destiny, and or serving as intermediaries or intercessors to appease and avert any number of malevolent Ajogumbi forces that are earthbound for your destiny. Remember earlier that I said Ajogumbi forces are very great in number, but some of the most commonly known ones are death, sickness, fighting, quarreling, loss, gossiping, litigation, tragedies that are earthbound for a person's destiny. So the Orisha requesting these prescriptions to be fulfilled in a person's Ishefa Ifa revelations are to move things out of the way that would cause obstructions, regression, or further destiny stagnation for an individual, in order that the ires, the blessings, could come as they are supposed to, so that that individual can walk in greater alignment with fewer obstacles on the road and upward spiraling trajectory towards fulfilling their highest destiny. I do hope that makes sense.